Hello, everyone. I'm going to give people just a couple more minutes here to hop on, and then we will get started. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming to today's webinar, Understanding TISAX and the Expectations of the Automotive Industry. Your presenter today is Kumar Savan. Kumar has 25 years of global experience in high-volume manufacturing in automotive and electronics. He has held various roles, including design and release program management, overseeing product launches worldwide. His skills include product design, auditing, and supplier management. Additionally, he is a certified auditor with recent experience in supplier development. As a certified auditor for Omnex, Kumar routinely conducts audits for our clients in the fields of information security, automotive suppliers, and general manufacturing. If you have any questions throughout the webinar, I kindly ask that you type them in the chat box and we will address as many as we can at the end of the webinar. Now, without further ado, please welcome Kumar.
Thank you, Kelsey. Let me just make sure that I have the presentation shared in the proper manner. If you can just give me some feedback if this is showing up the right way, or is this showing up in full screen?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So good morning, everybody. So this is what you see on the screen is an agenda of what we're going to cover. We're going to go through this roughly for the next 45 to 50 minutes, and then we'll have some time for Q&A towards the end of the hour. So that's how the layout of this webinar is going to be. So we'll start with some general background on TISAX, and then we'll get into protection goals and organizational assets that the TISAX system is expected to protect. And then we'll talk about what's going on in the automotive industry in general, and how TISAX is moving across the globe to cover various automotive suppliers. Okay. All right. This is some general background on Omnex. We are a training, consulting, and software solutions company. We are global, been in business for 38 years. And this gives you a snapshot of where we're located globally. US is the headquarters, Canada, Mexico, China. We have very strong presence in China, given that China is the world's largest automotive market. Germany is where our European offices are headquartered. In fact, we are pretty close to where the VDA headquarters is in Berlin, Germany. And much of our software is written in India. We have several software offerings besides the Middle East and Southeast Asia. We covered who I am. Moving on to TSAX. TSAX stands for Trusted Information Security Assessment Exchange. So that's the full form of TSAX. In the US, it's also referred to as TISAX. TSAX, TISAX, it's all the same thing. This is some general background on how TSAX originated. It was put forward by VDA, Verband der Automobilindustrie. That's a union of automakers in Germany. That's who the VDA organization is. And then closely related with VDA is ENX. ENX is the organization that puts out all the documentation in connection with TSAX. So if you go to the enx.com website, you can get a whole bunch of resources all related to TSAX. So as it says here, founded in 2000, the year 2000, ENX Association is an organization consisting of automobile manufacturers, suppliers, and 4 national automotive associations. So that's the background on how TSAX came about. Why is information security important to OEMs? Okay. OEMs collaborate with multiple companies across value chain for design, manufacturing, and distribution. So in a lot of cases, the designs are co-developed by the OEMs with their suppliers. And in co-developing a design with a supplier, OEMs quite often exchange proprietary information, prototype designs, and so on. All of this are subject to possibly being hacked by bad actors out there. So OEMs want to protect their information and intellectual property. So that's why they want to roll out TSAX to their supply chain. Is TSAX mandatory? It is increasingly becoming mandatory. Several OEMs are now insistent that their suppliers are certified to TSAX as a precondition to qualifying for RFQs. So if you don't certify yourself to TSAX by a certain date, then certain OEMs are putting a new business hold, sending you RFQs. So that's probably some of you have already experienced that with OEMs. And then at the bottom here is a clause that's straight out of IATF 16949. Okay. 6123 is the business contingency plan clause from IATF. And it also increasingly, through sanctioned interpretations and updates to the standard, it's increasingly brought in elements of cybersecurity. And you see at the bottom here, it's talking about GDPR, which is a European regulation that protects personally identifiable information, PII. And it also puts restrictions on where data can be stored. Movement of data, where data needs to be stored within certain geographies. So GDPR is a European regulation that information networks are expected to adhere to. Okay, and also have cybersecurity good cybersecurity practices that is followed by your information security procedures. Okay, so the combination of these is why TSAX is increasingly becoming common in the industry. Okay, so we'll talk about why we need a TSAX label and security controls. We'll talk about the TSAX participant handbooks or handbook that you can download from the UNECE website, and we'll talk about maturity levels of your TSAX system. Okay. So further to expand on why we need TSAX certification, to protect organizational assets. Okay, and we're coming up on another slide on how the different types of assets can be defined in any organization for that matter. And then to protect both the customer and the supply chain from loss of intellectual property. Okay, so have you ever panicked when you lost your mobile device? So, you know, it's cell phones, they're not too difficult to lose. You know, all you need to be is a little forgetful, and you could leave behind your cell phone somewhere, and that can pose a information security risk. Or this is an example that actually happened. If you leave behind a prototype in a rental car trunk, and that can be compromised because other people that are not part of the company can gain access to it. Okay, this is an F1 prototype that was left behind in a rental car. Have you ever panicked when you got hit with a ransomware attack? That's becoming increasingly common these days, or saw the blue screen of death. This is something that with the CrowdStrike patch update that happened about 3-4 months ago. I forget exactly when it happened, but this was something that happened across the globe and resulted in billions of dollars of losses for airlines and other companies. All right, so the UNECE website, this is what it looks like. When you go on the UNECE website, you have tabs that point you to the participant handbook. You also have downloads of various documents that you can download. This actually is the participants handbook that's on the screen now. And I would highly encourage you to download this document and read through it. It's very well laid out in terms of the contents with hyperlinks. You can go to different portions of the document. And it goes into a lot of detail on how to prepare your information security management system to get the TSAX framework implemented. Okay, it has a lot of valuable information in it, and you would need to read through that to understand how to get started on the TSAX journey for your organization. Okay, usually that starts with putting together a scope statement of what your system is expected to encompass. And that scope statement is something that you would have to file with the UNECE website. Okay, so but it all starts with the participant handbook, and then which we will move on to the information security assessment, which we will cover shortly. The importance of relevant interested parties and their requirements and expectations. So interested parties, every organization has a whole bunch of interested parties, and interested parties have expectations, okay? Customers, supply partners, the enterprise, these are examples of interested parties. And expectations at the bottom here can be a stated expectation, unstated, it can be assumed, or it can be a unicorn type expectation. Desired TSAX label, okay? TSAX uses the term label. Many of you will be familiar with certification when it comes to the ISO standard. In the case of TSAX, they use the term label, and there's different labels based on the maturity level that your system needs to be at. And typically, the OEM provides you some inputs on what maturity level they want your system to be at. Okay, that's what you need to work to. The label that the customer expects, label the organization wants, and then future customer, future needs, which also you should take into consideration, and maturity of the organization's processes. So here are the maturity levels from 1 through 5. And the next slide, we will talk about what each level is for maturity. But a level of 3 or better is the expectation to be TSAX certified, okay? So we will talk shortly about how that is assessed and how you can score yourself on your maturity level and what is the expected maturity level, how to achieve it, and so on, okay? You must confirm which AL refers to assessment level, the OEM expects, okay? And typically when an OEM sends you the requirements or expectations, they will mention what assessment level they want your system to be at. So these are the maturity levels 1 through 5. And 3 or better is the expectation. So it starts with performed, managed, established, predictable, and optimizing. And here's a table that has the different assessment levels and the assessment method that goes along with the assessment level, okay? Assessment level of 1, although this is there on the table, customers at a minimum will expect you to be at assessment level 2. And these days, more and more customers are expecting you to have a system certified to assessment level 3, okay? And this is talking about what methods is used to get your system certified to AL2 or AL3. So in the case of AL2, you would need to do a self-assessment. When it says self-assessment, you are using a self-assessment of the ISA. ISA is the Information Security Assessment Excel file, which is, we will take a look at that shortly, but it's an Excel file that has a listing of about 80 controls. And the 80 controls are split between 3 tabs in the Information Security Assessment. There's the Information Security tab, there is the Prototype tab, and there's the Data Protection tab. And you would go through each of those controls and you would do a self-assessment. In the case of an AL2, you would have, as far as evidence against each of the controls, it's a plausibility assessment where an external auditor would sample different processes and they would look for evidence that the controls that are required are working for you, and there is evidence that the control has been applied, and the control is able to manage risks to the information network. Okay. Typically, in an AL2 assessment, you won't have an on-site audit. It will be a remote audit. The third-party registrar would assign you a assessor that would do remote audits to certify you to AL2. In the case of AL3, again, you need a self-assessment. And the audit itself will be an in-depth assessment where they go through each of the controls line by line, and they would look for evidence and documentation against that particular control to make sure that you have policies and procedures in place and evidence that the procedures have been applied and they are working to mitigate risks. Okay, and you will have an on-site audit, obviously face-to-face, where they will sample individuals from your organization that manage the various processes that you have in place. All right, this is a comparison between TSAX and ISO 27001. Okay, so the structure. So TSAX is based on 27001 and the VDA ISA, which is the Information Security Assessment. It's not a complete management system. Okay. The filled-in ISA becomes the SOA. Okay. The SOA is a statement of applicability. Okay, and the SOA is a key document that is required by ISO 27001, which is the Information Security Management System. And the SOA goes through, so ISO 27001 has something that's called Annex A. And in Annex A, there's a whole list of controls against various topical headings. And you have to go through all of those controls if you are looking to be ISO 27001 certified. You have to go through all those controls, and you have to create what's called an SOA, or a statement of applicability document. Against each of those controls, is that control relevant to your information security system? Is it in place, and is it working? Okay, so that's about SOA. 27001 also follows what's called a high-level structure. The high-level structure is basically clause 4 through clause 10 in the standard. So each of the clauses have a clause heading, and across different ISO standards that share the same high-level structure, the clause headings will be the same. So for example, clause 4 is context of the organization. Clause 5 is leadership. Clause 6 is planning. Clause 7 is support or infrastructure, and so on. So that high-level structure will be shared across multiple ISO standards. Okay, so 27001 is designed in the same high-level structure, and it's a complete management system as opposed to TSAX, which is not a complete management system. Type of certification. So in the case of TSAX, it focuses on the ISA, and TSAX labels are published on the UNECE platform. So when you get certified, that will be uploaded to the UNECE website, and it will be public information. So anybody that wants to know if you are TSAX certified can go on the UNECE website and obtain that information. In the case of 27001, you go through an external audit, and you will be certified based on how the audit goes. And if the audit is successful, if they're able to collect the required evidence that your ISMS is working well for you, you will be recommended for certification. And the certificate is issued after a successful stage 2 audit, which is typically the case if you were to go for IATF certification or ISO 9001 certification. You would have a stage 1 audit and a stage 2 audit. And after the stage 2 audit, if all goes well, you will be recommended for certification. Validity. So TSAX, like the ISO standards, is valid for 3 years. A key difference is there are no annual surveillance audits required. Okay. In the case of ISO, all ISO certifications require annual surveillance audits, and they also require annual internal audits. Okay. In the case of TSAX, you won't have surveillance audits, and in the place of internal audits, what is recommended as a best practice for TSAX is you do the self-assessment of the ISA. Okay, so on an annual basis, you are doing a self-assessment of the ISA, and they highly recommend not only doing a self-assessment on an annual basis, but if your system goes through a lot of changes, right? If you add a whole bunch of customers, you add a bunch of products, you add a bunch of locations, manufacturing locations, and so on. If your system has gone through major changes, then it's a good idea to repeat doing the self-assessment to make sure that your maturity levels are at 3 or better. Okay, so those are the key differences between TSAX and 27001. So moving on to protection needs and objectives in the ISA and identifying organizational assets. Okay. ISA consider additional protection needs and objectives related to the must and should requirements. So we're going to talk shortly about the must and should requirements in the ISA. And I'll draw some parallels to the ISO standards for that. Confidentiality, integrity, availability, or CIA for short. Okay, so this is the expected outcome of an information security management system. Okay, the most preferred outcome of ISMS is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So confidentiality is the information kept confidential, and only the people that are allowed to know about it are able to gain access to that. Integrity is talking about the data that's stored itself. Are you able to store it and retrieve it with integrity and data doesn't get corrupted, right? So that's what integrity is about. And availability is the speed at which you can access the information that has been stored. Okay, are you able to, when you need it, is it available in a appropriate time frame? Okay, so CIA is the most preferred outcome from an ISMS. Just like if you take a QMS, in the case of a quality management system, customer satisfaction is the #1 expected outcome from a quality management system. If you take an environmental management system, the prevention of pollution and meeting compliance obligations, that's the most preferred outcome from an environmental management system. So different management systems have expected outcomes. CIA is the most preferred outcome from an ISMS, which both TSACs and 27001 want. Okay, so we'll talk shortly about very high and high protection needs. Before we do that, remember we talked about protecting your assets. So this is a slide that gives you the different types of assets in most any organization, okay? So assets can be intellectual property, financial assets, how much money you got in the bank, code and architecture, software code, customer-owned data or customer tooling, personal data, product designs, trade secrets. These can be like what your R&D develops, and organizational knowledge. Okay, this is the collection of all the domain expertise that you have accumulated over the years, your secret sauce, if you will. So physical assets, information assets, people assets. So at a high level, these are categories of assets, and there's examples against each of those. And 27001 versus TSACs, two different types of scopes. You have scope of the ISMS, scope of the assessment, okay? And they may or may not be the same, okay? So in the case of 27001, in your ISMS manual, you would have a scope statement. The scope of the assessment or audit scope must be identical with the scope of the ISMS. In the case of TSACs, you can define your ISMS, but the scope of the assessment can be different, okay? For 27001, you can freely shape the scope of the assessment through the way you define the scope of the ISMS. In the case of TSACs, the scope of the assessment is predefined, and the assessment scope can be smaller than the scope of the ISMS, okay? Okay, key features of ISA and TSACs. The ISA serves as a structured questionnaire for evaluating an organization's information security management system, okay? So remember I told you there's about 80 controls, and against each of those controls, there's expectations on what the system must have in terms of how to meet that control, okay? So that's what the structured questionnaire is. The ISA builds upon 27001 standard, ensuring alignment with international best practices, okay? It includes additional controls not found in 27001, such as for prototype protection, which are relevant to automakers and suppliers. So remember I told you there's a Annex A with a list of controls in 27001. TSACs has additional controls over and beyond 27001, which are more relevant to the automotive industry, okay? Structured by domains, such as information security, connection to third parties, data protection, prototype protection, etc. And organizations use the ISA to assess their own information security practices or prepare for an external assessment by the TSACs assessor. And these are the must and should requirements in the ISA Excel file, which is the questionnaire with the list of controls. So the must requirement, to give you a association with something that you may be familiar with, in ISO standards, there are what's called shalls. A shall in the ISO standard is like a commandment. Whatever follows the word shall, you have no wiggle room with. You know, you have to follow that. Your system has to follow that shall expectation that's called out in a ISO standard. And auditors would typically look for evidence that your processes are meeting the shalls in an ISO requirement. Similarly, in the case of TSAX, a must requirement is the equivalent to a shall. So anything that is a must requirement, if you're not meeting the must requirement, then that is considered a failure, and that may affect the ability to be certified to TSAX. The should requirement is not as strong as a must requirement. They are recommended best practices and should be implemented, but they're not mandatory. Okay, so that's the should requirement. This is the actual assess info security tab. And if you see info high, info very high, confidential, strictly confidential, and then this is availability of data. Okay. Based on whether it's high or very high, the assessment level is going to change. And all of this information is straight out of the participant handbook. Okay. Confidential, strictly confidential, and then very high availability. So this is on the prototype tab, which is unique to the automotive industry because automotive industry deals heavily in prototypes. And then this is on the data protection tab. So you have regular data and special data. And based on that, you may have different requirements, and it is all outlined in GDPR, which is the European regulation. And then this is an overall summary with assessment levels against those. So these are the green is the information security tab. The pink is the prototype tab, and this is the data protection tab. And based on whether it's info high or info very high, the assessment level changes from an AL2 to an AL3. Okay. Similarly, if it's normal availability of data or special data, the assessment level changes. All right, so this is the overall controls, a total of 80 controls between the three tabs. So for self-assessment, you would go through all the questions. You would have the must questions, or the must requirements, the should requirements. And then you would score yourself, and a maturity score of 3 or better is the expectation for TSAX. And when you score yourself, the results populate on a spider chart like this. So you can quickly get an idea of how you're doing. So you see these tabs down here: InfoSec, prototype, data protection. So those are the three tabs. You would score yourself, and then the results would show up on a spider chart like that. TSAX and 27001 in a lot of ways are joined at the hip. So if you want to go for TSAX, it's a good idea in parallel to deploy a 27001 type ISMS. You don't necessarily need to be certified to 27001, but if you have a 27001, if you have an ISMS that is based on the recommendations in 27001, that'll help you to a great extent in establishing a TSAX framework to your information security system. Okay. This is following the process approach for TSAX and 27001. So integrate information security with the process map of the organization and develop policies, procedures, and work instructions, including forms and checklists. So this is a very typical way in which auditors define the different types of documentation. So level 1 to level 4, the level 1, the highest level is always the ISMS manual or the QMS manual. Level 2 is SOPs. So if you have 20 processes in your process map, each of those 20 processes should have a standard operating procedure, which deals with the who does what when in that process. Okay. The next level down, the level 3, is work instructions. Some of the processes or some elements of a process may be complicated. Okay, and you may have to further break it down into step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. This is how you do it. So the work instructions address the how, and those are level 3 documents. And then the level 4 is forms or checklists. And typically a level 4 document is what auditors are looking for in audits. Level 4 provides evidence that you carried out something in a process, okay? And like, for example, if you ship something out, a bill of lading is a level 4 record to say that you shipped so many widgets to such a certain customer on such and such date. Here's the freight forwarder name and things like that. This is a sample process map for the ISMS. And it has typical processes that would feature in an information security management system. All right, so lastly, we're going to cover the expectations of the automotive industry and give you some examples of how the TSAX expectations are now not just in Germany, but moving to other parts of the world, okay? Stellantis has now rolled out TSAX expectations for their suppliers, just as PACCAR, the truck company PACCAR, is also adopted TSAX, and they are rolling it out to their suppliers. ZF is a tier 1 supplier. They have expectations for their suppliers to be TSAX certified, okay? These are Stellantis expectations. So they have broken it out into assessment levels, AL1, 2, and 3. And typically, if Stellantis is your customer, then you would have to check with them on what assessment level they expect your system to be certified to, okay? Again, this is more on Stellantis, adherence to GDPR, secure practices in data exchange, and regular monitoring and audits to maintain compliance and adapt to evolving security challenges. Okay, so these are some of the expectations of Stellantis. This is what PACCAR expects. So the supplier has to achieve the minimum set of labels required in accordance with the table above. So this is the table that PACCAR has set, and they have set AL3 for the audit area applicable to each supplier that provides reliable proof of compliance with correct scope and so on. So this is what PACCAR expects for TSAX, and this is ZF. So this goes way back, beginning January 2022. We expect our suppliers to have valid TSAX certification. In general, they expect you to meet AL3. I have seen that in some cases, OEMs have accepted AL2 as an interim certification, provided you can give them a roadmap that eventually you're going to get to AL3. So if you don't have an information security management system in place at all, and you're just starting out, and maybe going from 0 to AL3, if that is a heavy lift, you may request your customer if they will accept AL2 initially, and then maybe you give them 6 months after you get AL2, or 6 months to a year after AL2, if you can bump up to AL3. In some cases, the OEMs or your customers may be willing to work with you on that, but that's another way to get to the finish line in steps rather than 0 to AL3 in one shot. All right, so that's what ZF requires. Getting started. So we're almost done here, and we'll switch to Q&A shortly. So it all starts with a gap assessment. Typically based on the size of your system, it can be a 3 to 5 day gap assessment. Discuss your scope with Omnex. Would you like to implement both 27001 and TSAX, or just a 27001 style ISMS and TSAX? Would you like TSAX to be integrated with IATF or 9001? So integrating management systems brings a lot of efficiencies with it. It reduces the amount of documentation, reduces the amount of audits, and it just provides for better communication and cost savings, because you have less documents, less audits, and less things to manage. Are you interested in a standardized implementation for your organization? One standard set of policies, guidelines, and controls for the organization. So over the years, through the different engagements that we've done, we have developed several policies and procedures against the different controls that are called out in the TSAX framework. And we can help you with implementing a lot of those policies and procedures if you don't have those to start with. And identifying process owners, applying metrics to your processes, and implementing them. So that is something that Omnex does day in and day out. So we can help you in the implementation process to identify process owners and also apply metrics by process. And why do we do this? At the end of the day, having a good, frequently reviewed and updated ISMS saves you money, okay? And it saves you, it protects your information network with good cybersecurity practices. And this statistic is from, it's a recent statistic. It's a statistic from last year. And it's mainly US focused. At least 50% of the organizations have been hacked in the last year. And the average hack has cost them about $4.4 million to recover from that, okay? So information security is a serious matter, and having appropriate controls around your information security is important, and it's going to save you money and also improve your reputation with your customer base. So I think that's the last slide I wanted to cover. We have some time for Q&A at this point. I'm gonna look at my chat to see any questions. All right. I see a couple of questions in the chat. I would encourage those of you that have questions to type it into the Q&A portion in the chat window. The first question is, how does this relate to 27001 cybersecurity certification? PACCAR is requiring we have one by Jan 1st, in addition to TSAC's compliance. So hopefully I have answered the question in the comparison between 27001 and TSACs. In most cases, the customer will specify what they want you to be certified to. It appears that this person that has asked the question, PACCAR has required that you be certified both to 27001 and TSACs. That is not so common, but at the end of the day, that's what the customer is asking for. That's what they are requiring. And they've given you till the end of this year to be certified to both, which is should be possible. I think depending on the level of maturity of your system, you should be able to get certified both to 27001 and TSACs. And if you establish an ISMS for TSACs, it's not a bad idea to go for both 27001 and TSACs because you've done the work anyway. 27001 is more general, and it applies to a variety of industries. You don't necessarily have to be an automotive industry to be 27001 certified. The requirements are more general and are applicable to a wide variety of industries. TSACs is more focused on automotive and addresses the automotive specific requirements in greater detail, like the prototype requirement. So in the case of automotive, prototypes are jointly developed with the customer, and prototypes are installed on vehicles, and it goes through testing. And through all that time, you want to make sure that the prototype information is guarded as a trade secret, and that doesn't get out into the open market where other competitors can gain access to that and take advantage. Okay. So hopefully I've answered that question. The next question is, currently which version is applicable of ISA? Okay. The version is 6 point something, but you don't have to guess on the version. The UNECE website that I talked about, that will always have the most current version of the ISA. So whenever you need to do an ISA, go onto the UNECE website and download the Excel from the UNECE website. That will be the latest and greatest. Okay, the next question is, who will be the certified registered company to submit the request for TSAC's certification? So there are several third-party registrars out there that have TSAC's assessor capability. Couple of ones that I can think of right away is DNV and TUV SUD. TUV SUD is a company that is global, and DNV is a global company as well. They are both have TSAC's assessors, and they have been doing TSAC's assessments for the last at least 4 years, to my knowledge. Any other questions? All right, it appears that that was all the questions. Hopefully, I have given you some good information to digest and think about for your own TSAX journey. And feel free to reach out to OMNIX if you want to have further clarifications, if you want to explore getting on the TSAX implementation journey. We would be happy to interact with you and connect you with either third-party registrars or do a gap assessment for you to determine where your system is and what needs to be done to get you to the certification audit. Thank you so much for your time, and look forward to being in touch with those of you that want to engage with OMNIX further. Kelsey, do you have any words to add?
Thank you everyone for joining. I hope you have a great rest of your day or night, and hopefully we see you back here soon. All right, thanks guys.